What is the best macronutrient split for me? Okay, so a very common question I get is, how many carbs, proteins and fats do I need? Okay, and now the answer to that question is not simple, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of a brief overview of my view on how people should go about looking at this. Okay, so first of all, calorie content is king, and that's the thing you need to get right first. Okay, so you need to work out how many calories you require for your goals. If your goal is to lose weight or lose body fat, you need to work out what your maintenance level of calorie is, okay? And then set yourself in a deficit below that amount, okay? Now, whether you set yourself in a deficit every single day, or whether you have some days that are quite an aggressive deficit, some days a little bit higher at maintenance, but over the course of the week, you need to be consuming fewer calories than you require. That is absolutely crucial. You have to do that first, okay? Secondly, okay, after you've sorted that out, you need to understand and work out your protein needs, okay? Now, your protein needs are, generally speaking, for people who are training, anywhere between 1.8 and around 2.2 to 2.4 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, okay? And now the only circumstance I would not use body weight, but I would use lean mass, okay, would be in someone who is obese, okay? So if you're obese, the protein requirement would probably be way too high, so you need to work out your lean mass, okay? But for the majority of people, 1.8 to 2.4 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. So if you're 80 kilos, say, and you want 2 grams per kilo, you would have 160 grams of protein per day, okay? So you've worked out, ideally, you'd have that relatively evenly split across your meals per day, okay? So split that up, work out how many you need. And now, studies have shown carbs and fats over the long term in weight loss studies, it doesn't matter too much the ratio of carbs versus fats. And people get very bogged down and really like anxious about all this kind of stuff. For me, it's less of an issue. What it comes down to for me is, number one, current body fat levels, okay? If your body fat's currently relatively high, so by that I mean guys around 20% or more, females probably 25, 30% or more, you'd probably want to keep carbs on the lower side, okay? Not necessarily super low, but lower, okay? I would also look at activity levels, okay? How much are you training and how active are you day to day? Is your job sedentary? Do you sit at a desk most of the day? Do you take a train to work? Do you get a taxi to the station? You're not really moving much, therefore your energy needs are not that great, therefore probably carbohydrate needs are going to be a little bit lower. What are your personal preferences, okay? And what do you prefer? Because remember, underlying all of this is the fact that you need to be able to adhere to the plan. And if you can't stand eating loads and loads of fat, maybe having a high fat diet isn't going to be best for you in terms of being able to stick to it, okay? So I have a look at those factors and then I just come up with something that looks like it would be right for that person. And then it's a case of actually trying to action a plan and see how you find it. Because actually, sometimes you might find that, you're not sure if someone will like this plan, you put them on it and it turns out that they're really enjoying it and actually it's having a really good effect. But realistically, what it comes down to is providing someone with a plan that they're actually able to follow that gives them the right calorie requirements, gives them their protein requirements, and then carbs and fats can be a little bit, much more malleable, okay? You can change them around a lot more. And also change them day to day. If you're training if you're training on one day and your training sessions are quite hard and they're high in volume, lots of reps and sets, maybe your carbohydrate requirements on those days can be higher, but lower on days that you're not training. Okay, so hope that helps, guys. Hope that provides you with a little bit of context. So generally speaking, macronutrient wise, okay, calories first, then set your protein, carbs and fats you can change around, but you can adjust them depending on how much body fat you're currently storing, how active you are, okay, and your personal preferences, okay? Cheers guys, thanks.